Bill Burr, Mr. Free Luigi. He thought it was all cool when he was out there promoting his stand-up special. Free Luigi. I think it's cool that people take other people's lives who have nothing to do with their own problems in their life. Free Luigi, Bill Burr said in multiple interviews and on late-night television shows. But when asked by an actual journalist to explain what his position was, he got awfully melty, and he ends up snapping at the reporter. Now, leftoids on Twitter are saying what a cool moment this was, but they know what this really is. They know that Bill Burr is a useful idiot, and he's parroting their aggressive rhetoric that's going to cost people's lives, but they don't care because Orange Man bad. Let's take a look at this. I do want to remind everyone, Meta PC is my sponsor. We know that tariffs could potentially be 10 to 50% depending on origin on new computers. They are not raising their price, or they're going to try to hold off as long as they can. Promo code quartering, if you were thinking of upgrading, upgrading your computer, not only will you save, but you'll avoid any potential increases. I'll link in the description below. Bill Burr snaps as red carpet reporters lob bizarre questions on Elon Musk and Luigi Mangione. Well, these are the questions. The funny thing is his meltdown. A funny thing about his meltdown is that he's the one that has put all of this into the zeitgeist. He's the one that's been talking about Elon. He's the one that's been talking about Luigi. And now he's like, but why are you asking me questions? Bill Burr scolded reporters as he urged them to get your balls back after he was confronted about recent public comments for his support for Luigi Mangione and his desire for billionaires to be put down like effing rabid dogs. The 56-year-old loser comic has made headlines during publicity tour for his new stand-up special, Drop Dead Years, that no one's watched or cares about, often giving contrarian views on some of the big topics in the news. In December, he compared Brian Thompson, whose family is without a husband and a father now, to a gangster in a viral video in February declaring Free Luigi. He also slammed everyone from Donald Trump to Elon Musk to liberals as a whole for dividing America. But deterred by controversy over his stances, Bill seemed to reach a breaking point now, where a reporter said that they'd read up on him and asked the comic about his controversial statements on the red carpet for the 2025 Mark Twain Prize for American Humor, which fetched Conan O'Brien. I don't think you read up on it because I said what I felt about it, and that's what a whole lot of people said. When the reporter poked at him again, he bluntly said, no, I'm not gonna. Just have some controversial moment so you can get clicks. I'm not gonna do that. This is a guy who's been on a non-stop Elon derangement tour for the past 2 months promoting his lame comedy. Like, look, I admit I used to like Bill Burr. Okay? And it's not like his old jokes are suddenly unfunny. But I'm not going to pay this guy any money. He completely sold out. He completely sold out to the left, and not just the left, but the far left. The ones burning Teslas, the ones attacking pro-life YouTubers, those ones. That's who he's thrown his lot in. Not your union Democrats, not like your run-of-the-mill liberals. He has thrown his lot in with the Free Luigi, there are no wrong tactics, only wrong targets groups. He said he was only there to support his fellow Bostonian, O'Brien, whose talk show he had been a popular guest. Oh, now you don't want to talk about this? I'm not doing all this. What are you going to bring up next? The Middle East? I went to summer school out there 3 out of 4 years in high school. I'm not qualified to talk about this. Oh, but you talked about freeing Luigi. You talked about Elon Musk. You talked about how everyone was wrong about the people in charge of stopping the LA wildfires. You had no problem talking about that. But now you don't want to talk about it. Gee, I wonder if you've started losing your base. I wonder if that latest stand-up special didn't do as well as you thought, Bill Burr. I'm starting to suspect that that's the case. Burr seemed to grow completely sick of the line of questioning when asked about the relationship between Trump and First Buddy Musk. I don't watch the news. I have no idea what's going on. Oh, but you were on Colbert talking about Elon Musk and Trump. You were on all of these other shows talking about them as if you were an expert. But when an actual journalist asks you about your position, Now you don't want to talk about it. What a real coward, right? When you're in a friendly environment, right? When you have the porpoises in the audience at Colbert or whatever, and you want to say free Luigi for a cheap laugh, you got a lot to say about it, Bill Burr. When you got a lot to say about, endorsing radical, aggressive, property damaging, assaulting rabid leftists, you got a lot to say about it when you're in friendly territory, but now you're just a comedian. Now you're just, methinks perhaps that stand-up special didn't do that well, Bill Burr. I don't think you should be asking a comedian. You're a journalist. But Bill, you did this. Yet another reporter tried to corner Bill on the notion that comedians are on top of the current events. Bill Burr called it weak and added that you guys are passing the buck. You guys need to have balls again, which you don't. You guys always go, should we be thinking this? You guys present stuff like that. You guys used to have balls. You used to get your balls back. It's not my job. I'm a dancing clown. Oh, now, guys, he's just a dancing clown. Bill Burr never on multiple occasions cheered for Luigi Mangione and him taking the life of a father and a husband for no reason at all. Then he was a serious, well-read journalist. But now he's just a dancing clown when people want to ask him a serious question about it. Just a few days earlier, Bill Burr took aim at Elon Musk as he relieved why he believes nerds are building AI robots and rockets. Bill appeared on The View to promote his new stand-up special and his debut on Broadway in Glengarry Glen Ross, when co-host Joey Behar asked him whether there's anyone getting your ire up these days more than usual. Of course, this was a pre-planned question and a pre-planned rant by Bill Burr so that he could go off on Elon Musk and everybody else. He's the one out here. Look, this is him a few days ago.
Yeah. The nerds that own the politician. All these tech nerds that want to build robots because they don't know how to talk to hot women.
Oh, you didn't have this problem when Joe Biden was president. You weren't calling out Mark Zuckerberg, I remember.
Yeah. They're gonna take over the world.
Good.
They're going to take over. They are literally going to replace us. We're like beta right now, and they're coming out with like the VCR. And I think Elon has got the rockets going because they realize there's other Earths out there, and they're gonna trash this one, and because they don't have any concern for it, and they're going to move on to the next Earth.
But wait, I thought you were a dancing clown. You seem to have a pretty specific bit of feedback there. How about this? Were you a dancing clown when you said this? On your favorite late night talk show, I believe it was on Colbert or Jimmy Kimmel. Oh yeah, here you are on Jimmy Kimmel. Were you a dancing clown when you said it here?
Fox News are not going to bring up the insurance companies that are just going to keep everybody's premiums and still give themselves a bonus. Yes, free Luigi.
That guy that took the life of a father and a husband. Free Luigi. I'm just a dancing clown, Bill Burr says that.
Oh, they acted surprised.
How about when he said it while shopping for expensive shoes? When he was in a video talking about, buying designer shoes in some vlog. He said it again. I'm not going to look for the clip. But you can, Bill Burr, here's Tim Young accurately pointing out, Bill Burr has a lot to say about Elon Musk on The View and The Tonight Show. But when asked about it by actual journalists, he deflects and says he's just a comedian. What's wrong with this guy?
Tell us about your reaction to Luigi Mangione. I was reading up, that perhaps you've been supportive of what he did.
He was supportive on it. In multiple cases.
What's your take on that?
If you were reading up, I don't think you read up on it.
Really?
I said what I felt about it, and I said what a lot of people said.
Some people took it that way. So could you clarify what you think?
No, I'm not going to just have some controversial moment so you can get clicks. I'm not doing that. I'm here for Conan. I'm not doing all of this. What do you bring up next? The Middle East? I went to summer school 3 out of 4 years in high school. I'm not qualified to talk about this.
Oh, but you were on the Tonight Show. You were on this when you went shopping on your shoe vlog. Let me find this because it's free Luigi Bill Burr, because I want you to see when he brings it up, you know, when he's shopping for shoes. Shoes. Let's see. Yeah, while sneaker shopping. Here he is sneaker shopping. Okay. Was he being a clown here?
23, your favorite.
Well, they brought it back a couple of times, and they went with cheaper leather.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because some corporate cunt had to give himself a fucking bonus check at the end of the year. What if we made it worse, but made it look the same?
Yeah.
Then could our pools be bigger?
Not
Free
okay.
Luigi! Let's talk.
One of the best.
Okay. I mean, again, were you a dancing clown then, or were you making a political statement then? I mean, this guy's a coward.
I was just going to bring that down.
What do
I
you
was
think
just
about
gonna,
global warming?
You said about Elon that he was ruining Earth, I saw on The View. You're
Uh-oh.
critical of him. What do you think of all the boycotts, like even the violence
I don't watch
that's
the
going on
news.
in Tesla?
I don't watch the news. I have no
you
idea
don't?
what's going on. I watch
You have no idea what's going on? I thought you did.
Instagram. I watch people wipe out on motorcycles. I watch lions and hyenas fight each other.
No.
This is the things that I do. And I don't think you should be asking a comedian. You're a
Well,
journalist.
comedians are on top of current events.
No. That's weak. That's you guys passing the buck.
Oh, but you, when you were on The View, you had a lot of stuff to say. What a huge puss bag. This guy's 10 ply soft. Enjoy your new leftoid audience that isn't going to pay to see your shows and isn't going to pay to see your movies for a few cheap clicks promoting probably your worst stand-up special today. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget, if you're in the market for Meta PC or for a new PC, metapcs.com. Promo code quartering to save. Link in the description. We'll talk to you again real soon.